She's rubbing elbows with the world's elite and rubbing wet noses at home. Alizee Thevenet is the wife of Kate Middleton's brother James, and although she stays out of the spotlight, her life is anything but dull. While Alizee Thevenet didn't exactly run in royal circles before she met James Middleton, her upbringing did prepare her for the media attention she received after she started dating him. She was born and raised in France, but she also lived in Germany, Indonesia, Chile and Belgium before settling in England. Her father, Jean-Gabriel, worked as a diplomat for several years, which likely prepared her for a life as a royal in-law. And indeed, she's managed to keep her public image drama-free. Her Instagram account is private, and she's not making headlines for embarrassing the royal family in any way. Thevenet might be the Princess of Wales' sister-in-law, but she lives a pretty ordinary life otherwise. According to her LinkedIn profile, she attended Queen Mary University in London before continuing her studies in Brussels. She completed an undergraduate degree in accounting and finance from the Ishek Brussels Management School in 2012, and then obtained a master's degree in investment and finance in London the following year. Thevenet has since worked as a sales and marketing assistant, consultant, and an analyst. Her current gig is the head of private equity and venture capital for Treasury Spring. Outside of that, she's also very involved in her husband's dog breeding business. When Thevenet first met James Middleton, she had no idea who he was, as it appears that she didn't really keep a close watch on the royal family. They met at the members-only South Kensington club after she said hello to his cocker spaniel, Ella. He then plucked up the courage to ask her out. As a source revealed to the Daily Mail, after Alizee went back to her table, James asked the waiter to give her a note saying, "I never normally do this, but would you like to go for a drink with me?" He also picked up their tab. A few weeks later, they went out for a drink together.
Actually, Alizee turned around and ordered her drinks, thinking I was the waiter.
Even after Thevenet agreed to go out with Middleton, she thought he was just a regular guy. As the Daily Mail's source explained, it wasn't until after they'd met for a drink that Alizee realised who he was. One of her friends had to tell her. One of the perks of being connected to the royal family is getting to attend royal weddings. And Alizee Thevenet got that opportunity soon after it emerged that she and James Middleton were dating. The nuptials in question were those of Lady Gabriella Windsor and Thomas Kingston in 2019. Even though Gabriella wasn't a working royal, several esteemed members of the royal family, including the late Queen Elizabeth II, were in attendance. Even Prince Philip, who at that point was rarely making public appearances, put on his best suit to join in on the festivities. Other attendees included Prince Harry, Princess Beatrice and Sarah, Duchess of York. James's sister, Pippa, who is an ex of Kingston's, was also in attendance, along with her parents, Michael and Carol. When you meet your girlfriend's parents for the first time, it can be quite intimidating. But sometimes there's really nothing to worry about. And that was certainly true for James Middleton, as his future wife's dad, Jean-Gabriel Thevenet, was a big fan right away. When Jean-Gabriel spoke to the Daily Mail in 2019 about his daughter's relationship with Middleton, he could barely contain his excitement, as he announced, "James is a very charming man. I am very happy that Alizee is together with James. I know she is very happy. We keep our fingers crossed for them." At the time, very little was known publicly about Middleton and Alizee's relationship, so the journalist prodded Jean-Gabriel to reveal how the couple met, but he refused to give anything away, as he insisted, "I am not allowed to say how they met to give away their secrets. You must talk to her or James. They will be back in London soon, but I'm very happy for them." James Middleton and Alizee Thevenet got engaged in October 2019, and they initially planned for their dream wedding to happen in the summer of 2020. Alas, the COVID-19 pandemic made that pretty much impossible, so they were forced to postpone their special day. It was later revealed that this wasn't the only time that Thevenet and Middleton's wedding was put on pause. The new date that they picked ended up not working out for them either, as Middleton revealed on Instagram. They were eventually able to finally tie the knot in September 2021.
A few years later, we're married and now loving.
While Thevenet is extremely private and rarely speaks to the press, she made an exception for her wedding day and granted Hello magazine a quick interview. She revealed that there was something extra special about her wedding dress, as she opted to borrow one from her soon-to-be mother-in-law Carol, who wore it 41 years earlier on her own wedding day. As Thevenet revealed, "It fitted me perfectly and was exactly what I wanted. It always troubled me that wedding dresses are only worn once, so it was amazing to give such a beautiful dress a second lease of life." In addition to her extra special wedding dress, Thevenet also had some special flower girls, as Middleton's dogs, Ella and Mabel, fulfilled that role and welcomed each guest as they arrived. Thevenet and Middleton's wedding was attended by plenty of loved ones, but there was one special person who sadly couldn't make it, as her father, Jean-Gabriel Thevenet, passed away shortly before they were set to tie the knot. As a source divulged to the Daily Mail, "It was a happy day, but sadly Jean-Gabriel was not there. He died 5 months ago. He was only in his 60s. It is a real tragedy. His wife Lawrence was at the wedding, of course. I know that Alizee wanted her father to be there too, but it wasn't to be. They had to delay the wedding twice and it was too late for him." The source also noted, Jean-Gabrielle would have loved to be there on Alizee's special day. It is so sad that Lawrence had to go to the wedding on her own. Alizee Thevenet and James Middleton lived together in London for 2 years before moving out to the English countryside. As Middleton wrote in The Telegraph in March 2021, "We are country people and love going out for long walks, but one of the key reasons we wanted to live in the countryside was our 6 dogs." Middleton also talked with Hello magazine about his and Thevenet's decision to move out of the city. He admitted that they didn't really have a close-knit community in London, while explaining, "You don't get to know the things in life that people care about. We are so lucky to live in a small village with 100 people and 2 pubs. Our house dates back to the 16th century, so when it's windy it blows through the drawing room, but that's the charm." Thevenet and Middleton's 4-bedroom house in the village of Bucklebury didn't come cheap. They had to plunk down £1.45 million, and Middleton admitted that doing so wasn't exactly easy. As he put it on Instagram, "I think buying a house is up there with one of the most stressful experiences in my life." But it seems to have been worth it, as he often shares pictures of his wife and dogs enjoying the countryside.
I'm fortunate enough to be surrounded by quite a few more dogs.
One of the ways that Alizee Thevenet and James Middleton initially connected was their mutual love for dogs. She fell in love with his Cocker Spaniel Ella from the moment that they met at the South Kensington Club. After they began dating, he shared pictures of her with his beloved pooches on Instagram, and she's also been around for a few rounds of delivering puppies in the early morning hours. Thevenet's canine love was on full display when she and Middleton went on a skiing trip in April 2023. They took their golden retriever Mabel along, and Middleton shared a video of the trip on Instagram of Mabel having a glorious time in the snow and running alongside Thevenet as she made her way down the slopes. As Middleton wrote in the caption, "This year we took Mabel on our skiing trip. She came with us and we walked up the mountains with her and had lots of fun coming down." Simply put, Middleton's dogs have been central to Thevenet's life ever since they got together, and that remains the case even as their family starts to grow. After she gave birth to their son, the couple took him along on their next skiing trip along with Mabel and Isla. In early 2023, Alizee Thevenet and James Middleton had to bid a bittersweet goodbye to Ella, the matchmaking Cocker Spaniel.
And it was, I think, a really sort of challenging time to prospect the next sort of, phase of my life without her.
But then the couple was blessed with another gift that year in the form of their first son, Inigo. They announced the news of Thevenet's pregnancy to the public that July via Middleton's Instagram page. The post featured Thevenet cuddling their golden retriever Mabel while showing off her baby bump. As they declared in the caption, "We couldn't be more excited. It was a very difficult start to the year after losing my beloved Ella. However, we will end the year with the most precious little addition to our growing family." In October, Thevenet was spotted pushing her newborn son in a stroller while walking the streets of London with Middleton at her side. The Daily Mail managed to acquire several pictures of the couple with their newborn. The day after the story broke, Middleton took to Instagram to officially share the news of the baby's birth. As the proud dad revealed in the caption, "He has been in our lives for just a few weeks, but they have been the most special of my life getting to know our beautiful baby boy. No matter how prepared I thought I was not prepared for the overwhelming emotion of meeting Inigo for the first time and the love for my darling Alizee as we became 3.